My name's Mickey. I work at Black Rhino Tattoos, 4860 West Desert Inn Road.
Send me the fucking natty and I'll see y'all in a second. Keys to the fleet with caddy, push to start the 911. Drive the bitch, you crazy, yeah, they always trying to...
I've been drawing my whole life ever since I was a kid. I never really thought I could be a tattoo artist. I love getting tattoos ever since I turned 18, so it just felt like the next progression in doing art. I ended up getting an apprenticeship at another shop. After getting my fingers tattooed, I showed one of the artists some of my drawings, asked him for some tips on how I can get better, and he showed the owner some of my work, and he offered me an apprenticeship on the spot. 2 days later, I quit my job at H&M and went full-time into apprenticing, and ever since then, I've been tattooing. The two styles I love doing the most are black and gray realism and color neo-traditional. Color neo-traditional kind of gives me the most fulfillment. I feel like I could be most creative with that. However, black and gray realism I find really fun to do. Striving to be as detailed and as realistic as I can with the tattoos is a really fun challenge. When the client comes to me for ideas, a lot of it is morphing my style and my creativity around what they want to get done. I think having a good mix of the client's ideas and desires and the style of the artist is how we come to getting the best outcome for both people. That it's easy, or that it even gets easier, it's constantly a challenge. You get more comfortable with tattooing, you get better at overcoming challenges during tattoos, but it never truly gets easier. The idea that it gets easier the more you tattoo is, I think, a pretty big misconception. Being self-critical about my work, sometimes it's a bad thing, but it also pushes me to really make sure the next tattoo is better than the last one I did. I think the best advice is telling them it's gonna hurt a lot, because then they go into the tattoo expecting a lot worse than it will be. Making sure you're eating good meals, staying hydrated, bringing snacks for the process. You know, don't go partying the night before a tattoo. I think about the tattoo process. I try to imagine how much fun I'm gonna have tattooing it as I'm designing it. I obviously design it to the client's wants and needs and all that. But then as I'm designing, I think about elements and things about it that's gonna make the tattoo process enjoyable for me. And as I do that, it inspires me to create more and create more custom pieces that I know I'm gonna enjoy doing. We're in a time where anyone could pick up a machine on Amazon and start fucking their homies up in the kitchen. And a lot of artists start like that. People are just they think it's just a money grab. So there's a lot of people that are just kind of in it because they think they can get a lot of money, and they don't have a true passion for the actual creation of art and tattooing itself. And I think that's a problem with social media and stuff. Some people are too scared to get canceled. So apprenticeships are getting softer and easier. You see more people coming into the industry, they'll be there for a year or two and then they just get weeded out, whereas maybe making apprenticeships a little harder, more rigorous, will keep a solid base for tattooing. I had this lady come in, I think it was like 6 or 7 guys' names tattooed on her. 3 of them covered up before. She wanted one of the guys that she previously got covered up's name put back on her body. And I told her, I was like, listen, first off, you already got a whole roster of guys tattooed on your body and you got 3 of them covered up. Maybe we don't re-add one of the guys to the roster. You already need it off in the first place. So that was one that was pretty wild, and I actually declined tattooing it. Most times I don't, but that one just felt like maybe if I declined it, she would kind of rethink it a little bit. I doubt she did, but you know. I would probably have to go with black and gray realism. I can personally do more with that. I love neo-traditional. I think I have more fun with it. When it comes to making money and having fun, I think black and gray realism, I could still do my portraits and my realism pieces and still feel fulfilled. It was actually a coworker's from H&M, the place that I worked before I got fired. I tattooed her cousin. She wanted it was a, I don't know what those symbols, it's a musical symbol, and then it morphed into a heart, and then it had like a little date next to it. Really small tattoo on her collarbone. It wasn't too hard. It was very nerve-wracking. I was sweating fucking bullets doing it, but about a 5-minute tattoo turned into about a 45-minute one. I think a trend that I figured would be gone by now would be getting your significant other's names. Still thriving. Quite honestly, it surprises me still, but you know, it is what it is. It doesn't tend to work out a lot of the time. I don't know how to truly show you love, so I do something like put your name on my body to fake show you that I love you. It's like a fun, chaotic, but like controlled chaotic energy. Some of us that are like more relaxed and chilled and kind of just chill out, and then you have top of the line, high energy, fuck around all the time people. So it's a good mix of everyone, and it's always fun, no matter what day it is. It depends on how they're being difficult. If it's to the point where, because I don't copy tattoos, I don't copy designs or anything. So if it's somebody who is so rigid on, I want it exactly like this, how I see it in the image, I just straight up tell them I don't do that. Sometimes I just have to turn them away because there's no wiggle room or budging room with them. And if it's people that have more of a wiggle room, it takes a little more explaining on how tattoos tend to heal in the skin, longevity, flow of the arm. And once you kind of describe that, a lot of the time people will be more understanding of it and be like, okay, I could see that. And then they start to get more on the open-ended side of letting you design it that works best with their, idea. I've been tattooing for 4 years, so not a lot, I don't think. The biggest that I've seen personally is like the batteries. That's the only thing that's like really gone crazy. From when I first started, the batteries on like wand machines, they were just typically small little batteries. They had 2 buttons on them, maybe 3 buttons. Now they have full LCD screens. They can time your tattoo. You could put a dollar amount in there for them to calculate how much a tattoo costs. So that's probably the biggest thing that's gone kind of crazy with technology, but since I've been tattooing, not a whole lot. It's mainly with me doing like a realism or neo-traditional piece, and then one of my other coworkers doing lettering, like Weddle. He does the lettering, and I'll do like a piece above or below it, and it's pretty fun. It's cool seeing the 2 styles put together and having 2 different people work on one cohesive design. I surprisingly think it's a pretty good, decent impact. You have to be careful with it because if you just straight take an AI image, sometimes it's gonna be fucked up. Like AI is really good, but it's still, if you have hands in a picture, there's gonna be 5 fingers, 4, 3 fingers. You're gonna have 2 left hands. So being able to identify inconsistencies and problems with AI designs is good so that you could fix them. The vast amount of different visual things that you can get from AI, you can't get from real images that are out there right now. So it's a cool creative outlet to find different references. I think 70% of my clients, a lot of the time, they just want cool shit. Then about 40 to 30% of my clients, they really want heavy meaning behind their tattoos. They want their tattoos to tell a story and stuff. And I like both. I think both have their place. I think both are cool. Sometimes I have more fun with the people that just want cool shit on their body, because then you have more wiggle room and freedom to really get creative with it. Whereas sometimes with more meaningful tattoos, there's a little bit more rigidity to it. There's structure that has to be there for the meaning to be in the tattoo for them. People are gonna judge you. There's just no getting around it. I think that's something that people don't realize when they go and get their hands or fingers or necks or face tattooed, is like, it's cool, you look cooler. You're also gonna get people that judge you for it and stigmatize it. And hopefully in a perfect world, maybe nobody gets judged for having tattoos, but it's not gonna happen. You stop giving a fuck what other people think, and then you're free from all that. I've been here since the start of this location. I met Igor after I got fired from my first shop that I was apprenticing under. I hung out with them at their old location a couple times. I went over there. I was forced to do a kickflip to get into the shop, and I, thank God, got it. But yeah, ever since then, I've been a part of Black Rhino, and it's been fun. This is what I love about the shop so much, is that we're all cool. There's no like stupid fucking drama that you get at a lot of other shops where people are catty or, all that. We're all cool. We'll have a good time. So it makes it so easy to work here. It doesn't feel like you're working here. It just feels like you're going somewhere to hang out with friends.
Like a baby, make me all you want, better watch your back.